Hi guys, Colin from Battle Systems here. Thought we'd do something a little bit different for this update. As you know, we're quite heavy into all the tooling and everything else that's going on at the moment. As such, I just thought it might be interesting to just, show you what's actually going on here. So no editing of this video or anything like that. I'm just going to grab the camera off the tripod here and I'm just going to show you around the little office here and just talk you through what we're actually up to at the moment. There's three major things that are happening. One, there's the product design and artwork, tooling, etc., which I'm doing. Then that gets passed off to Wayne, who then has to meticulously draw all of the die cuts again for the correct in the correct program, so it all sort of fits in and can be understood by China, whilst at the same time Stuart is handling all of the printing numbers and all of the maths and all the really hard kind of like number crunching stuff with the orders and everything like that. Together we're kind of basically working our way through each of the Kickstarter elements and basically bringing those to you. So I'm going to just grab this camera and just show you what the process is at the moment. So just wander around here, very carefully take this off. It's going to get very wobbly now. Okay, so what we got here. So this is the Battle Systems office. It is literally just step away a little bit. You'll see it's just a little room. Okay, this is it's not actually that little, but this is basically the office. There's the central desk. This is a standing desk. Apart from when I'm sitting at my graphics tablet over here, I'm literally standing all the time. It's 15-hour days, so hopefully I convinced myself that'll help me stay slightly fitter here. And you can see here that we've got some the current tools that I've been working on at the moment. And actually over here, this is where all the artwork happens. Hang on, let's just grab this. This is one of the tools here. We've got here the reverse side of one of the road tools. And this is what we do. I'm basically going through and just sort of tweaking up the artwork. Particularly here, I wanted to make sure that the rivers were actually had a flow to them. So the rivers are now flowing. If I wander over here a little bit, find a river. Okay. So originally we had like just a general texture that was just kind of like, didn't have the right flow. Just something quick for demoing on the Kickstarter to give you an idea of what was going to be happening. Okay, but there wasn't enough froth at the edges and the river wasn't actually flowing in the right direction. It was also a bit light as well, a little bit Caribbean sort of blue. So darkened it up a little bit. We've added, let's not do that, let's do it this way. Added like foam and things at the edges of the river and some little splatters and various bits and pieces and given the river a nice flow. Finished up some of the artwork, etc. as just one example. And actually if I, let me try not to get if I come over here, let's turn off you can see underneath, hopefully, get this nice and clear. You can see here the die cuts, which is basically what's being worked on at the moment over here. So if I wander over here, you can see here, which one was that? Was it this one? I think it was this one, wasn't it? Yes. Okay. And you can see here that one of the processes we have to go through is to take every single component. And basically, I know the prototypes work because I've built them. There's our prototypes. But what happens is that I will do the artwork and then I will build it and I'll make tweaks to it as I'm building it. And I have to then go back and make sure that those tweaks that make it work actually end up on here. So, I have to really carefully check and make various notes here. For example, I wanted to add a bit more stability to this. Let me just pull this off of here. There we go. So I wanted to increase the stand size a little bit, just a touch, okay, for extra stability. So those are the little things, just some of the small things that we tend to do, as it were. And as you can see, I'm working here at the moment on the roads and rivers, which is really, really cool. We did say that you were going to get a cross junction here, for example, and then you flip it over to make a jetty. The jetty was a bit boring, so what we've actually done is I've turned the cross. This will have the road texture on it and can be used as a junction, but you can a cross junction. But you can also split it up now and make some more end caps, so your roads will kind of fade out in certain areas to give you that option as well. And then it just, because I had a bit of space on the sheet, I've managed to fit in just a full jetty. I've only got a white copy here at the moment, and you can see already I've made some notes about adjustments, because the step is a little bit wobbly on here, etc. So this, I've managed to fit a proper full jetty on, so we're going to do that now, and some other bits and pieces. We've got a broken cart on here as well, and some other bits and pieces. So you can see here that this is just, one of the processes. It takes a really long time to do. So these 4 tools here probably going to take me about 2 days work. So it's about 30 hours work. To kind of get those done. Once those done, like I say, they go off to Wayne. Wayne will then transfer all that information to a specific file format for the toolers who are making the die cuts. And 73 tools later, that'll be everything that we need to do and get done, as it were. And you can see here various white copies and bits and pieces that that I'm working through. Behind me, you'll see here. Whoops, put my finger over the camera. We've got various things here you'll notice from the Kickstarter. This is not a Kallax, this is basically a Kallax shelf, so pretty much everything fits very nicely on shelves if you don't want to pack it down. And you can see how we abuse all of the cardboard here. This is the prototype stuff. This is very strong, but it's not actually as strong as the final product, and I really abuse it. So you're going to be dead chuffed with the strength, etc. Watchtower. We've got our towers from the Citadel in there, and some other bits and pieces. The monastery. Yeah, the monastery tooling was insane. I wonder if I've got some of, because it was the last thing I worked on. Yeah, some of the tooling on the monastery and the adjustments, etc. Absolutely crazy. Made a lot of adjustments here. Because on the sheets there was a few kind of repeat textures. This wall here, for example, I'm just looking at this wall here appeared across 3 different sheets, and I didn't like the fact that we just kept getting this same kind of ruin. So on each sheet I've made sure that anything that is kind of repeated, I've altered the texture, made a new cart, so you don't get any too many repeat patterns and textures. But yeah, so I've got all the stuff I'm working on here. What we've got here, tavern's fantastic. A mock-up of the boat that we managed to fit onto the lake house, which I've got out at the moment because it kind of goes in with the lake and the other bits that I'm working on. Wizard's Towel there. The Wizard's Towel is the only thing that doesn't fit on the Kallax. But if you just pop this top piece off here, then basically, whoops, I'll pull that apart now. But basically that then goes down under there and fits very neatly on that as well. So that's pretty cool. Some great core space there. Some core space here, which is, there just in case I wishful think and get a chance to actually play. Got a little paint station over here and various bits and pieces, and that's kind of, this is my working environment for the next, well, forever really, but just this is the area where everything is basically happening. My wife pretty much just Mrs. Claw just brings in food and just keeps me filled up until this big process is done. What have we got in here? We've got some really boring cupboards, some spray stuff. Got a lot of blue tack there. This is these are my shelves where I'm keeping all my stuff that comes from China. So the last stuff that we've got is some core spacey kind of stuff. All of these sheets get tested thoroughly, so these are some of my collections of bits and pieces. 3D printer, which is going to be obviously very relevant when we're doing our miniatures for things like core space and other bits and pieces. And generally I think that's pretty much it. Lots of pencils and various bits and bobs in here. Don't think there's anything interesting in here. except maybe this green folder. Anyone, sometimes we have this at a show. This is our green folder, project folder. It's a bit, I don't know if I should get this out. This is like, I don't know what's in here. This is the area where I make sketches of various things that are to come. Should I open it? Okay, I'm going to take I haven't used this for a while, so I'm going to take a risk. What have we got in there? Oh, we've got some core space stuff. Okay, that's fine. That's very draft concepts. Oh, what's going on? Oh my god! I've got some random stuff. Some fantasy stuff there. Some more fantasy stuff. It's interesting. Yeah, man, I like that. That's good. Just some general sketches and characters and weird bits and pieces. How far should I carry on going? No, I'll stop. Okay, there might be something in there we don't want you to see. But yeah, this is it. Everything Battle Systems is kept in this room here. Yeah, so that's what's happening at the moment. Pretty much a case of jumping between this desk here and this desk here non-stop for quite a bit of time. So now I'm going to try and stick this back on here. There we go. Okay, so lots and lots going on. It's very much all about the tooling still, and it will be for quite a few weeks, because we have got 73 of those tools that are, have got to be done. They've got to be absolutely precise. So those tools will get sent once they're done. Once we've gone through this process, the desk over to here, backwards and forwards until I've got it just right. They go off to Wayne, like I say, and he does his thing. I will then normally sign off those files, and there's often some final changes that just have to happen. Once that's done though, I'm trying to get those, and then they will start sending out our first samples. Now, the first ones we'll get back are probably going to be white copies. They're basically the final product, but without any of the artwork or anything on it. And that's to test to make sure that they are fitting together and slotting perfectly as best as we can get it. And then, and basically after that, we start signing off artworks and things like that. And when everything's completely ready, we will we'll start actually manufacturing. Now, because the project is so big, we're actually manufacturing in various stages. So I might still be tooling and trying to finish the Wizard's Tower, but the manufacturers will actually be already have completed some of the earlier tools. So for example, the townhouse and some of the things that we've shown you so far, that's still actually, we're going to have finished manufactured product for that, whilst I'm probably still working on the Wizard's Tower, whatever it is I'm going to be doing, as it were. But the end result is that as quick as possible, we will get all that together. It'll all get sorted and packed, and then it'll be the next stage. We'll be shipping it out, as it were. So hopefully that's slightly interesting. You can see what we're basically up to. And yeah, I guess until the next update, happy gaming, and see you all soon. I'm not editing this, am I? So I can't fade myself out. So I'm going to come behind the camera and turn this off.